Hello Leo, and welcome to your June Zodiac wheel reading. Thank you for joining me. I'd like to ask Great Spirit and invite the angels and guides to join me in this reading for Leo for June 2020. What messages do you have for Leo? Okay, so the Hierophant. The Hierophant's establishments and institutions. Five of Pentacles. Feeling a little bit like there's a dark night of the soul situation that you have to endure. But never fear, especially if it's financial worries, because the Ace of Pentacles is right next to it and there's an institution there that looks like there's some support. So new beginnings with new business and enterprise. There you have the Nine of Swords, so some anxiety and a bit of stress and worry is overwhelming you. And you feel that you're carrying it on your own and you need to escape it. That Nine of Swords, that's the message with it. And then you have temperance, some balance, equilibrium. Oh, that's really nice. Forming a relationship with common interests. Love, twin flame, the High Priestess, being able to access the Akashic records, being able to really fine-tune your ability to tap into the frequency, fine-tuning your own intuitive channel. Change. Things are changing around you. Wanting to retreat, wanting to relax and rest and take some time out with the Four of Swords. Celebration and rejoicing there with the Three of Cups. So if you get to have some time out, you're going to be able to feel replenished. And this is letting you know that you may have to venture out or go it alone. It's something that, it's not that you're not got anyone that wants to help you, but it's something you have to do. And then you have the World, the completion. Something is feeling complete in your life. So I do like the look of that, Leo. And we have the Leo card there. Beautiful fire energy. Alright, so with the Hierophant here, this is also about your belief system. It's the Pope, La Puppy. Yeah, so it is also about your belief system and really searching within your own value systems and belief systems. So you could be presenting to others as someone who has really evolved in their spiritual journey. It's also allowing you to view your life as a grand creative project. There's enthusiasm with that. So even though that you've got that generosity, you do need to let others have the room to adequately express themselves. Now, in the area of how you earn your money and your material values and self-worth, there is that feeling of it's always darkest before the dawn. Alright? So, this is the Dark Night of the Soul card. This is where you're feeling left out in the cold, which is affecting your sense of material security within your relationship or your shared finances or possessions. And there's issues of fairness around that. So you're needing your partner, if you are coupled, to see you as their equal, and you function much more securely when you're able to have the ingredients of peace and harmony in your relationship. If you can't have that, then you will be very uncooperative. Alright? But the good news is that you've got the Ace of Pentacles here in your communication area. So that is a good sign for those of you that are looking for work or looking to start a new project or enterprise, and communicating that in your local area with your siblings. It's about things that are in the immediate area, supporting your local area, getting behind some new business enterprise maybe in your region, that kind of thing. Because you are a born networker, and you can see many sides to any issue, and with that you've got the gift for fair talking and bringing about balanced results. So people are going to want to include you in their ventures. Now, the Nine of Swords here is letting you know that you're a bit overwhelmed, and it's in the area that is the base of your wheel. So it's family connection or home connection or homeland connection, your roots, where you come from, and you're really wanting to get away from it. Okay, so it might all just be a little bit too much for you to have to deal with any social unrest or upheaval, and if you can, retreat or move away from that situation in some way, this is letting you know that that will be a good course of action to take. But if you need to, it's also a card that lets you know that by sharing your burdens with someone, reaching out and getting help and talking through your burdens really does make it more bearable, and that you're not alone, even though if you think you are or feel like you are. There is, if you can't reach out to your family or friends or your immediate people, then there is outside sources that you can reach out to, because it really helps you, Leo, to get things off your chest and talk things through. Now, here in the area of fun and entertainment and matters of the heart, you've got Temperance. So I do feel that you will have someone to talk to and explain your worries and concerns to, because Temperance is about balance and reconciling opposites. It's about taking things in moderation. caution. And there's a strong attraction to the arts here too. So maybe you will be able to feel some of the healing work happening if you can express yourself through art. Whatever art is for you. Doesn't necessarily have to be painting. It could be pottery or needlework or building toys for kids or something like that, because it is to do with children, this area as well. But there's balance and harmony there. And a healthy dose of caution is also signified in that. Now, the other influence there with that Sagittarius influence from the South Node, is about expanding your consciousness and to give yourself the time that you need to think about the big picture and your ability to be able to communicate your ideas of ways to help. So there is people that do need your help. Excuse me. Now, here in the area of health and well-being, work colleagues, your job, working life, hygiene, and your fitness regime, you have got the twin flame card, the union and love. So that's a beautiful card to have there. It's letting you know that there's a forming of an important relationship and there's common interests involved with that. And in your relationships, you have the High Priestess. So the silent knower, there's someone who is really knowledgeable, a wealth of knowledge. The High Priestess represents, and it is in your partnership area, whether it's business or marriage. So you have got someone to turn to, and if you need to get away from your immediate surroundings, I feel that there's someone very special to you that you can go to them and you can get the respite that you need or that you're looking for. There's going to be some secrets revealed about business partnerships too. Something that's not come to light yet. It's still behind the scenes, but it's coming through. And there will be big changes because of the Tower. So it's best to make the changes. If you know that change is needed, you're better off making those changes than letting outside forces come along and bring about the sweeping changes. Okay? Now, interestingly enough, it's also here with the 6th house that you have the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. Okay? So, and Pluto's retrograde, and so is Jupiter. And Jupiter will be going direct again on the 13th of September. So that is going to help you to revisit and review your beliefs, your understandings, your outlook on networking, and also meeting like-minded people that you've got a lot in common with. And the conjunction with Jupiter and Pluto is letting you know that you'll be meeting life with new vigour and intensity. So the energies of these transits can assist you in achieving great change and growth. Okay, and that is what I'm seeing. Even though the Tower can bring sudden change, something out of the blue, it's still bringing great change and growth. And the Tower is in the area of other people's resources, joint resources too. So something changing and shifting there so that it can be built to a stronger and more stable foundations. And Saturn retrograde here in this 7th house is letting you know that it's okay to withdraw, and it's okay for you to find your own peace of mind, because profound change can only be completed slowly. And by being purposeful and hardworking through this Saturn retrograde, you will achieve your goals one at a time, and you will receive the recognition and even a promotion, as people will be noticing your effort. So you're making good progress. Okay, now in the 8th house as well, you've got the Neptune in Pisces retrograde, which will be after the 23rd of June. So Neptune is a frequency of dissolving previous attitudes and perceptions and the fantasy of a perfect world, and bringing to reality the shifts and changes of the world. Okay, so it is wanting you to be using your ideas and your creative originality, because otherwise you may find it hard to articulate your feelings, and that could get you into the pattern of self-delusion and addiction, paranoia, that kind of thing. So yeah, that using those creative ideas and using your own originality is a way of still sort of having that fantasy world, but not sort of doing damage to yourself to achieve it by, you know, using drugs and alcohol. Okay, so Mars is also there in that area of Pisces in the 8th house. So Mars in Pisces until the 28th of June, and that is amplifying your psychic abilities and self-help and creative endeavours. But take care you don't fall for the wrong person or become obsessed with them. And again, there's a warning there with that Mars in Pisces to avoid the drugs and alcohol use. And also steer clear from the temptations of the lower vibration of life, which is the drugs and alcohol vibration. Now here in the 9th house, it's showing here that you have the 4 of Swords influencing that. Time of recuperation and rest in an area of higher education, philosophy, foreign cultures, overseas connections and travel. But by retreating, you can learn about life through other means. So you may not be in the halls of academia, other avenues of higher learning, which the challenge of that can appeal when you've got your energy back, because I'm feeling that the energy is a bit low here for you. You're needing to rest from all that. Now here is the celebration and rejoicing. So if you are thinking of studying and enhancing your higher education, it's letting you know that it will be a big change for you, and you may find it very challenging, but it's showing that there's success with that, and rejoicing and optimism and growth. Now Uranus is transiting through that 10th house, and that is a sort of multi-dimensional frequency to it. You can enjoy an unconventional career when you have Uranus transiting through that career zenith of the wheel. So it's a unconventional career, though you can contribute something original and worthwhile to society with it. You may feel restless with one profession, and you find that you're sometimes wanting to totally change your direction in life. And it is possible if you do want that total change, because you've got the Tower there. Now, in the 11th house, you've got the 8 of Cups. So you may have to be brave and pull up those big girl britches and go it alone. And you know, I'm really feeling here that there's some kind of study or new venture that you're pursuing, and you sort of can't have. You may find that you haven't got anybody to hold your hand along the way. You have to do it yourself. And with Venus in the 11th as well, in retrograde until the after the 23rd of June, that retrograde is also revealing to us the turmoil that has manifested, okay, in our own lives, and the need to explore your need for love and nourishment, and examine your capacity to receive life's sustainable energies. Ultimately, it will be your own ability of lovingness and willingness to commit that can correct the situation, allowing for necessary changes. And this is in your social group and your friendships, hopes and wishes, and what you're manifesting. So the two future areas are showing me that you're wanting to rest, and there is rest ahead. You are going to have some time out ahead, and you're working towards that. And this is letting me know that you are finding the changes to be a little bit, bringing in a little bit of turmoil in your life, but you're able to go it alone. And, you know, forge ahead anyway, because the cups are still full. So you're not going to lose anything. You just may have to put some things on hold and prioritise a bit. And then here we have this world in the area of what's hidden, subconscious, the psychic house, karmic debt. The solar eclipse in Cancer is also there on the 21st of June. So be it your desires or your circumstances, again it's showing with that solar eclipse there's a need for a change, a new beginning, and an end is likely. In the way you're thinking about things and how you're approaching it. You can have the world You just need to be thinking and focusing on the right path that's right for you, not necessarily following somebody else's path. Okay? So now Mercury is also retrograde in Cancer from the 18th of June to the 12th of July. Now again, that, you know, there may be a situation where you want to retreat into your own little shell and rethink things, re-evaluate, reorganize. So 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Something important is calling for your awareness. So check things are in order as best as possible before the start of the retrograde on the 18th of June. So try and get everything in order. But the world being there is one of letting you know that there's completion in energy with that card of the world, and there's also a sense of winning or feeling on top of things. Okay. So I will just ask for divine direction here with that 9 of Swords. What it is you're trying to run away from. For Leo. Guides. So your spirit guides can help you here. Your spirit guides are there to help. Communicate with your spirit guides daily. So ask to be shown a sign is what I'm hearing them say, and you will be shown the sign. Now also ask for what angel, guardian angel, you have for you, Leos. You can also turn to and ask for guidance and help and protection. And you have the angel of dreams, being protected in your dreams. Number 10. So you may get some messages through your dreams, so do your dream journaling. They are messages for you, about you. Now I also will here focus on Cancer, Leo, confirmation for Leo reading for June. What message is there for Leo from the animal medicine? Oh, koala. Koala. Avoid being idle. Sitting around in your tree, chewing leaves may be comforting, but it's a bit like Nero fiddling while Rome is burning. Get up off your fluffy little rear end and spring into action, or outside forces will take control and bring it to your doorstep. There is no time for idling or laziness. Well, that's to do with other people's resources and the Tower card being there. Spring into action, or outside forces will take control and bring it to your doorstep. So, joint finances, banks, government, tax, inheritances, other people's money, other people's support and resources. There's a shake-up connected with that. with that Neptune and Mars both being in there. Okay, and you've got the solar eclipse over here in your 12th house, in Cancer, on the 21st of June. Lunar eclipse is in your 5th house in Sagittarius on the 6th of June. It's time for you to be inspired and enlightened and evolve in your own evolutionary adaptability with that lunar eclipse there in the 5th house. And the solar eclipse in Cancer will be a annular total eclipse, but the moon will not be entirely hidden by the sun. It's producing a little narrow ring around it. So, and it's bringing about beginnings and endings with the way you look at things and are perceiving things, which will ultimately, by changing your perception and not having your blinkers on, will ultimately bring you the world, and you'll have a lot happier kind of mindset. Okay? So thank you for joining me, Leo, and I look forward to reading for you next month. I'm sending many wishes of peace and blessings your way. Until next time, namaste.